Mommy? Daddy? Isabel's terrified shrieks echoed throughout the halls of the Masons' estate. Her mother and father, Maria and Jonathan, jumped out of bed, startled, as they rushed to their child's aid. "What happened in here? Are you okay?" asked Jonathan, concerned as he sprung into Isabel's room, checking the window by her bed. Maria sat by her child's side as she reassuringly stroked the poor, frightened girl's cheek. "It's okay, baby. Mommy and Daddy are here now." Maria sighed as she softly kissed the top of Isabel's head to calm her. "Did you have a bad dream, sweetie?" Isabel shook her head slowly. "There's a monster in my closet," Isabel squeaked as she hid into her mother's arms. Jonathan relaxed himself as he took a seat beside his wife and daughter, smiling as he placed a hand on the little girl's shoulder. "Now, honey, you know there's no such thing as monsters." "But Daddy, I swear I heard it!" Isabel whimpered and sobbed softly into Maria's shoulder as Jonathan and his wife shared a concerned look. Jonathan stood up and began to scratch his beard. "Well, what if Daddy looked around the room for any monsters? Would that make you feel better?" Jonathan smiled as Isabel nodded slowly. "Okay, let's check underneath the bed, shall we?" Jonathan slowly knelt into the floor as he peered into the empty space beneath the bed. "No monsters here." Isabel sighed as she began to relax herself a little. Jonathan stood up once again and faced the closet. Now the closet. He began to make his way towards the closet doors. Behind them, a pair of shifty eyes watches the entire ordeal, breathing slow and shallow breaths as the mysterious figure sunk deeper into the closet as Jonathan swung open the doors. "See, baby? Nothing." The closet was empty, or at least appeared that way. "Really?" Isabel asked as she sat up, feeling easier. "You promise there's nothing there?" "I promise, baby." Jonathan sighed as he kissed the girl's cheek. "There's nothing in there but dresses and coats. You've got nothing to worry about, honey." "But I heard noises," Isabel protested. "Oh, that was probably just Bucky, sweetie. He's been rowdy ever since we put the chain on him. That one just does not want to be tied up." Maria chimed in as she smiled and tucked Isabel back into bed, kissing her cheek softly. "Okay, Mommy." Isabel smiled as she lay her head back down to sleep. "Thank you, Daddy." "It's okay, sweetie. You know we'll always be here for you." Jonathan kissed his daughter goodnight as Isabel softly shut her eyes. Jonathan and Maria switched the lights and shut the door behind them as they left the room. A few still moments pass by as the figure reemerges from behind the closet, silently watching the little girl sleep soundly, their breathing shallow and deep. The closet doors creaked open slowly as the figure crept its way across the room. Isabel began to stir in her bed as she awoke and saw the man at the foot of her bed. Her eyes widened in horror as she felt her heart sink into her stomach, too terrified to scream as the man just stared at her. He quickly scrambled to the front door as he threw it open and rushed out. Isabel finally mustered a scream louder than she had ever made before as her mother and father rushed once again to help her. "Mommy, Daddy, help!" Maria ran in quickly to hold her shaking child. Jonathan stormed in, bat in hand, as he searched around the room. "He ran down the hall!" Isabel cried. "Don't worry, baby. Daddy's going to take care of it," Jonathan exclaimed as he walked down into the hall. The man could hear Jonathan approaching closer, frantically running down the hallway as he tried to force every door he could find open, but they were all locked shut, bolted down, and chained. The man cowered into a corner as Jonathan caught up to him and smirked. "Maria, honey, can you two please come over here?" Jonathan shouted. "What is it? Is everything okay, darling?" Maria asked as she walked over slowly with Isabel on her arm. "I found out who her little monster was," Jonathan chuckled as he stepped aside, revealing the man in the corner rocking back and forth as Maria sighed and smiled. Now, Bucky, you really shouldn't have tried to run away like that," Maria grinned. "See, honey, I told you it was just Bucky." "He really scared me, Mommy," Isabel giggled. "I know, sweetie. It won't happen again. I promise," Jonathan smiled as the family circled the frightened man. "Isn't that right, Bucky?" "Please, God, let me go." Bucky crawled away slowly as the family drew closer. "Please, I won't tell anyone, I swear. For the love of God, please." Bucky screamed as the aching howls and cries of others pounded against the bolted rooms. "You're all monsters." "Silly Bucky," Jonathan smirked. "There's no such thing as monsters."